What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod, and I'm a full-time eBay and Poshmark seller. And in today's video, I got a thrift store haul full of items that I picked up during my trip to Phoenix, Arizona over this past weekend. Now, as you guys know, my area is full of really good thrift stores and the prices are really good. But in Arizona, not to say the thrift stores aren't good, but they just aren't as good as what I'm used to. So I definitely paid a little more than I'm accustomed to on a lot of different things. But at the same time, I still wanted to source and get some work done. So if you guys are interested in these kind of thrift haul videos, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first up in the haul is a pair of Nike Air Max. I've never seen these in person before, but these are actually really dope. If they were my size, I definitely would have kept them, but these are a size 9.5. And I paid a lot more than I usually do pay for shoes like this. In my thrift store, sometimes I might pay maybe $7 or as much as maybe $10 or $12 for some sneakers like this. But I paid $17.99 for these from a Goodwill in Phoenix. So, like I said, definitely not what I'm used to, but I do think I could get at least 50 bucks out of these shoes because they are in really good condition. And you know, springtime is coming up, so a lot of running shoes and a lot of athletic wear in general will definitely start selling a lot better for me during this time of the year. So I definitely wanted to make sure I still picked them up since there is some money to be made. So if you guys see any Air Max, especially in this neon green colorway, definitely pick them up because Air Max 95 is definitely like a very highly sought after shoe. Next up is a pair of Adidas Terrex shoes, and these are actually for women, and this is a woman's hiking shoe. It might actually be like an outdoor running shoe. I think that's exactly what it is, just like an outdoor trail running shoe. But these were in really good condition, and I picked these up for $6.99. So this price is definitely more along the lines of what I'm accustomed to buying. But like I said, since it was in such a good condition, I definitely wanted to pick them up. And there's not a ton of money to be made out of these shoes. Probably somewhere between 35 and 40 bucks. I'll have to double check the comps again. But like I said, they're in really good condition, only $7. So that's why I picked them up. So if you guys see any Adidas Terrex running shoes like this, definitely grab them because they will sell, especially during this time of the year. Now for the last shoe in the haul is a pair of walking shoes, and I actually sold a similar pair for about 40 bucks, and I picked these up for $8.99, but I got 20% off on these, so definitely not a bad price. And these shoes usually sell for me around 40 to 50 bucks depending on the condition. And as you guys can see, these shoes are in really good condition. So I'll probably be getting somewhere between maybe 45 to 50 bucks for these shoes. So if you guys see any walkie shoes, definitely check the comps because different styles demand a different price point. But most of the time when I do see this brand, I usually do pick it up. Next up, I picked up this Patagonia trucker hat. And the funny thing is, I see a lot of Patagonia in my area because for some reason, Patagonia and Lululemon is like the hottest brands in my area. So people wear them all day long. But of course, they end up donating it the most. So anytime I would see anything Patagonia, whether it's a shirt, whether it's a pair of shorts, they usually try to price it up a little more. But this hat was only $5.99. I usually do pay around $3.99 for hats that I do find in my Goodwill. So just a little more money than I usually do spend. But since it is Patagonia, I'm pretty sure they would have been asking for a little more anyway. But this hat was in really good condition. Usually Patagonia hats are really dirty for some reason on the inside. You know, people just wear Patagonia until it falls apart because that's just what the brand is meant to be worn like. But at the same time, this hat was in really good condition. I'll probably get maybe 20-25 bucks for this one. Next up is this ski suit from the brand Nils, and this one was in really good condition. And I'm still picking up ski suits in winter wear, but only thing is I'm just trying to list them as fast as possible because the window to be selling jackets and outerwear in general is just really starting to get smaller, especially for me. So anytime I do find it, as long as I can get it for a good price, I'll definitely grab it. And this one was $8.99, and like I said, really good condition, no holes or any tears, which is really common in these type of ski suits. So if you see any ski suits from the brand Nils, definitely pick it up. These range anywhere between like 50 to as high as about 90 bucks depending on the condition and like the overall like style. Some have really big logos on them and bright colors, and then others like this one just kind of simple and just solid black. but the solid black ones are still very desirable. So if you see anything from Nils, whether it's a ski suit or a jacket, still pick it up because you can definitely flip it for at least 50 bucks. Here is another pair of Patagonia pants, and I actually picked these pants up in Scottsdale, and these were $5.99, and usually I pay about $4.99 for shorts, but since these are Patagonia, I really didn't mind picking these up for $5.99. These are actually some swim trunks, so I probably should get somewhere between 25 and 30 bucks for these shorts. And the funny thing is, like I said, I see Patagonia in my area all day long. I mean, I'm not a fan. I don't really see the hype around it, but it sells, and that's really all I care about. So if you guys see Patagonia swim trunks, you already know, pick it up. Next up is this J. Peterman Company coat, and this one was in a really good condition. And the last piece I picked up from J. Peterman Company sold for about 30 bucks, and it was just a simple vest, but that vest had a stain on it. But if it was in flawless condition, I probably could have got about 50 bucks for that same vest. So I'm expecting to get somewhere between 60 to 80 bucks for this wool coat, and it's a really good size, which is a size XXL. And usually anything big usually sells better and demands a little more money, because like I always say, big guys, they gotta be dressed well too. They like nice clothes. So if you can find really quality brands like J. Peterman Company in particular, definitely pick it up. Next up is this Harris tweed coat, and this coat was in really good condition, and it was just super dope in my opinion overall. The size is kind of, I don't even think there was a size tag in this, but anytime there's things Harris tweed, for some reason Harris tweed stuff usually doesn't have the size in there. So what I do anytime this happens, I'll just take accurate measurements and include it in the listing, and just say if it fits like a large, I'll say it fits like a large or extra large, and then make sure I include those measurements. The most important measurements to add is the chest, the sleeve length, the shoulder to shoulder, and the overall length. And usually if anybody has any other questions, like a specific measurement like the waist or the hem or some shit like that, they'll usually send you a message. But those 4 measurements are the only ones that I usually include. But this Harris tweed coat, like I said, no moth holes, no stains, which is kind of rare for Harris tweed, especially vintage Harris tweed. So I might get maybe 120 bucks for this coat. But like I said, seasons are changing, so if I don't sell this within the next 2 months, it's probably going to sit. Next up is another Harris tweed blazer. Only problem with this one was the button was a little loose, but I can always just restitch that button and make it a little tighter, and everything will be all good. And the last Harris tweed blazer similar to this, I sold that one for about $72, so I'll probably get somewhere around the same amount for this jacket. Next up is a shirt that I usually always pick up, and that's Carbon to Cobalt. I thought this was more of like a California brand, but finding it in Arizona definitely let me know that Carbon to Cobalt is practically everywhere. Or maybe it's just more of a West Coast thing, I'm not exactly sure. But the thing with this Carbon to Cobalt brand, they do sell a lot of ugly shirts. Like some of their shirts are kind of tacky, but the 2 that I did find, these are actually really good prints. So I'll probably get somewhere between 25 and 30 bucks for each of these shirts. And this one is in the same condition, practically brand new, and same size. So I'm pretty sure it's from the same person. So I was definitely happy to find 2 Carbon to Cobalt shirts. And like I said, around 25 to 30 bucks. And a size XL is always a perfect size to be on the lookout for. And both of these shirts were $6.99. Next up is this shirt from Bonobos, and I actually picked up a lot of Bonobos shirts while I was out thrifting out there in Phoenix, but this one in particular was in the best condition, so I only ended up picking up this one. The others were a little ratty, kind of faded, so I left them alone. But this one was $7.99, so it's definitely a brand that Goodwill was familiar with. That's why it was priced a little more than some of the other shirts. But anytime I do find Bonobos shirts or Bonobos pants, I always pick them up as long as they're in good condition. And this shirt I should probably get somewhere between 25, maybe 30 bucks. I'll check the comps again, but probably closer to $25. And I'll list it on eBay and on Poshmark and see where it sells first. Next is this Orvis sweater, and Orvis is definitely one of my favorite brands to sell. I usually always sell them within at least 30 days anytime I find it, especially these type of sweaters. And this one was in a size XL, so I'm sure it will sell pretty fast. And I picked this up for $6.99 minus the 20%. So I'm thinking this one might sell for somewhere between 25 and 30. But like I said, definitely a good flip for me because I'm very familiar with selling Orvis, and they usually always sell fast for me. Next up is a pair of suspenders from the brand Truffle. And the funny thing about this brand is that when I first started selling things online, my eBay store was solely men's clothing, and it was more so like suspenders, nice ties, dress shirts, and things like that. So anytime I found suspenders, it would always be a really good moment for me. But since I live out in California now, I don't find a lot of those type of pieces anymore because people just don't dress up for work like that. So finding this in Arizona was definitely a really good pickup for me. These don't sell for that much money. They're like 25 bucks. But at the same time, I only spent about $3 for these suspenders. I used to sell these things all the time, but now that I kind of switched up my niche a little more and I'm more on like outdoorsy and active wear, you know, picking things up like this a little nostalgic. So I'm pretty sure it will sell fast. But if you guys see Truffle guard, definitely pick it up because they always sell for at least 20 to sometimes 30 bucks on eBay. And if it's like a real dope print, something unique, you might get about 50 bucks for that. Last but certainly not least is one of the best finds I got during my trip to Arizona, and this is a Ugg sweatsuit. And the funny thing is, I found the hoodie by itself at first, and I was excited about that because I figured I could get at least 30 to 40 bucks for just the hoodie. And then I ended up finding the pants in the pants section. So these usually do sell for about 100 to 120 bucks on eBay, even if they're used. And the thing about these Ugg sweatsuits is that they're super warm. So this was definitely, in my opinion, probably the find of the day, this and that Harris tweed jacket. But like I said, I should get at least 120. I might shoot for a little more since it is the full set and it's in flawless condition. So that completes my haul for today. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And if you guys got any comments, any questions, drop it in the comment section. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.